Arkam, Ajin. Metla Srinivasar, Sudhakar Reddy, Nagasai Baba. Gautam Chaurasya. Thank you. Banteja, Aryan. Vikas Kumar. Thank God I could do it 25 days. I had a lot of pressures in between, work pressures, but still I could continue to do it. Jitendra Patel, Rudrai Swami. Even today I have some important meeting. Fortunately, I kept the time at 7:30. That's why I'm able to do it. Hemant Reddy Garu, Surya Teja, Ramesh Geeta. Good morning to all of you. Thank you for inspiring me to do it. It's not an easy task, actually. I tell you, 25 lectures. Sometimes on one day I had to give 3-4 lectures also online. Still I could manage. And Manjunath Patil. Yeah, I just, that's right, Arkam. What else could I, yeah, that's really good, Arkam. And overall, in this last 4 months of the lockdown, we have covered 57 topics. Series 1, we had 20. Series 2, we had 12. And now 25. Good morning, Venki. Varchas Kaushik. Good morning to you all. Another 2 minutes. We'll start. Ganesh Jairaj, Raghavendra, Selva Bharati. Good morning. Gurupaswamy Subramanian. Yeah, thank you, Gautam Chaurasya. Every day I'm worried, will I be able to do today? So that's how it passed in the last 2 weeks, actually. Because I had some pressing meetings and a lot of big presentations to be made. Yeah, I could do it. And last time I didn't have this issue, actually, but now this time we are working, and then I had to cover this. Some of the presentations I could not prepare 100%, but still, yeah, I could cover average to the average level. Ajay Jadhav, good morning. Another half a minute. Gautam Mandal. Good morning, Chittu Babu. Lead 2 with the tower erection and ending with the facilitating. That's right. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good observation, Raghavendra. Ramesh Kita, 25 sessions. Yeah, have a great opportunity. Thank you. So thank you. We'll start now. It's time. So today's another very important topic because this is a LOD 5, that is in Revit facility management also is part of the Revit. And once we do the planning, design, detailing, construction, engineering, construction, handing over snag list and all, then the facility management takes over the projects actually. So this is where we are, and it is apt to be the last topic. And yeah, and so we should all be prepared. So I'll be sharing details of this. So today I'll be talking about introduction and residential apartments, gated communities, office buildings, IT parks, commercial buildings, airports, rail, bus, metro stations, hotels, hospitals, service department, leisure parks. And the new area is co-working spaces and co-living spaces, which is going to gain a lot of importance as we move forward. So where does this facility management come actually? So we all know that the project we plan, design, develop, and developer develops the project and hands over to the user. And then user has to approach facility management. So facility management starts from handing over and certifications of the structural stabilities and warranties, and also the handing over documents. Defect liability period also should be over. Then only facility management takes over, because defect liability period is the responsibility of the developer and the contractor. And then the facility management should have the audit of the facilities as per the agreement, because they have to take over these facilities. In case of government departments, you have the operation and maintenance departments. And in private projects, the facility management companies are there, or the company itself can have in-house facility management. And audit of specifications and design basis reports, because we should know for what capacity the electrical installations are designed, and for what capacity water supply is available, firefighting, all the aspects. We have to verify the design basis report for taking over the facilities, because the facility management should have the idea of all the facilities as built drawings and warranties, user manuals, all that. So the taking over process, there are statutory obligations of the developer to hand over, and normally the societies will be formed, registered, and society will take over and has to appoint the facility management. So what are all the facilities that you have to manage? You have to manage the power, water. This is statutory. In terms of statutory, power connected load deposits paid, and water connection capacity and occupancy certificate from the developer, final NOC, and the pollution control board. All the obligations of pollution control board, whether they are met or not, as regards to water treatment or sewage treatment or garbage disposal, waste disposal mechanisms that are installed or not. Then we have to give the report to the user, and then user will take over. Amenities like clubhouse or shopping, whatever, in the larger communities it happens. And in case of commercial, you have the canteen, and you have the ATM, basic amenities that are to be provided as per the agreement to the tenants actually. And operation manuals of all the, like whether you have BMS or building automation systems, or diesel generators, synchronization of this electricity board power and DG. All this we have to take over the operation manuals for CCTV surveillance and for the access control, all these aspects. Then maintenance cost. This is one big thing, because when we take over, we have to assess the maintenance cost that is going to be there as per the design, whether it is meeting the design basis and agreements that are done to the tenants and purchasers and users. And transfer of responsibility. Ultimately, the project team, project management will do the project construction, and sometimes project management team will continue up to the defect liability period, and then the transfer should happen to the facility management actually about the operation and maintenance of the project. So this is the total professionalization of the concept to commissioning and then decommissioning. That is, facility management should be there till the project is decommissioned. So this is the life cycle of the project we are covering, and we engineers have to do this. So what are all the facility management functions actually? There are two major functions actually, housekeeping and maintenance. So in the housekeeping, you have all these cleaning consumables, water, coffee, and canteen, furniture, landscape, parking, wastewater, bodies, water tanks, drainage, security and access control, stores, ports, and all. Preventive maintenance. Preventive maintenance we have in communication, network, internet, IT infra system, video conferencing, building management system, audio visuals, and elevators, escalators, electrical incoming and generators, air conditioning, solar, PV and heating, driveways, fire detection, alarm, and public address system, fire exits and drills. So these are all the preventive maintenance aspects. So this is the scope of facility management actually. So there is an association called International Facility Management Association, and India has got its, you'll be surprised, 25 million people around the world are practicing this facility management, out of which in India, it is slightly less, actually 1.3 million in India. So there is a huge scope in India for this facility management to be organized. So India Facility Management is a global body that empowers facility professionals to optimize operations of their facilities, teams, and workforce projects. IFMA brings the association's educational, information, and networking services, programs, and benefits. If you join this IFMA, you can learn a lot of things about this facility management functions actually and responsibilities. So let us look at the co-working sector in various cities, how it is growing. In 1 year, this is the kind of growth actually. This is what I could get today. It is not updated. In fact, we are in 2020, but still you can see the growth rate almost doubling. In Mumbai, it is the highest 14% co-working spaces. And Delhi, it is 9%, Chennai, it is 10%, and Pune, it has come down. That means the other workforce has increased, so the percentage has come down. And in Bengaluru, it has grown to 10%. So this is almost, but Hyderabad is lagging behind. So there is a huge scope for Hyderabad to create these co-working spaces, particularly with the pandemic, actually. With the pandemic, people will resort to co-working spaces. I'm telling you, every residential sector, there will be co-working spaces, and co-working spaces have huge scope for facility management. That's what I'm saying, because it has to be managed by third party, and there will be people who will be using these facilities. Next is as a market, facility management, it is highly fragmented in India. See, this is once you reach the very well organized, you will have consolidated market dominated by 1 to 5 major players. But at present, it is fragmented, highly competitive market without dominant players. So we are here just transforming actually. So there is a huge scope for converting this market into organized market. So people can target, there can be scope for a lot of startups in this facility management actually. And we civil engineers who implement the projects are the most competent and capable to manage or handle this. So this is about facility management. And only CBRE in India employs 25,000 facility management professionals, out of which 13,000 are engineering and technical professionals, one company. Like this, we have Cushman Wakefield, JLL, kind of Knight Frank, all these companies also have this facility management extensions actually, apart from project management. So whoever is into project management can extend. In fact, our company has ventured into this 2 years back. We have got our executive director who has 25 years of facility management expertise, and he joined us, and we have just taken up the first project in this direction actually, facility management. So we slowly will transform into this also. So end-to-end solution as a consultant, we should be able to provide service, because once you are into facility management, you will have the very good feedback mechanism to the project team actually. DBR, design basis and design, you will be able to do much better service to your client. Like I always say that if you just do the design and if you don't supervise the projects, you will never get to know what are the difficulties in your design and how the project cost is changing because of our design issues. Once you do the project management, your design gets perfected actually. I always tell my clients that design, engineering, and project management should be under one umbrella. Then you can penalize the consultant, whoever has erred in the design, and there is a cost increase in the project due to design issues. You can directly penalize the consultant. So we should all encourage people to implement projects with the design and project engineering, design, engineering, and project management. So this is the trend. And now I will say that you extend it to facility management. So if you have the facility management, you will be able to certify the quality that your PMC team has done. Or you can give the feedback to your PMC team, what are the pitfalls or shortfalls in the actual project quality issues in the maintenance. And then you can improve your SOP, standard operating process, right from design, engineering, project management, and facility management. So this is my concept actually, while saying that you must, every engineer should extend his portfolio to facility management. So help enhance workplace environment, the objective of this facility management, improve the staff efficiencies by providing global consistency of service. We all know retail market of facility management is UrbanClap actually. You can engage plumbers, electricians through UrbanClap actually. And also any issues regarding retrofitting or rehabilitation can be done through UrbanClap. So similarly, there will be huge scope for, in fact, it's not today. I want to tell you, I got an idea 30 years back about this facility management. I felt the need, even 30 years back, that every society, apartments, communities require a service of facility management. That's good, Nagaraj. That's a good idea, actually implement. So now, by providing global consistency of service combined with locally tailored customizable solutions, provide self-performance of technical services and help ensuring office runs smoothly, regardless of location. So this is the objective of facility management: cost certainty, reduced risk, and improved reliability of services, and multiple facility management services and areas of expertise, operations and maintenance management advisory services. So this is the scope for facility management. So strategic, strategic supply sourcing for best services and prices. In fact, by having this kind of services, I always tell my clients, and in fact, as a project management consultant, the price that I can get from the vendors, no developer or contractor can get, because we do maximum number of projects, and when we have the maximum number of projects, you can command the vendors to give the best price to your client. Similarly, facility management, if you are into, you can get the best price for every consumables and maintenance contracts also for the services. So mail delivery and reception, reprographics, and food services and records management. So all this has the huge scope for professional management in the facilities. So you have real estate accounting services like multi-tenant scenarios, wherever like mall malls or office, multi-tenant offices, you can have the real estate accounting services, rental collection and all. And I have seen recently these ex-servicemen, they are offering this rental collection services actually, and the legal compliances actually. So Lean Six Sigma methodology expertise you should have, and improved process and efficiency, computerized maintenance management system, and e-facility is one of the services software that you can use for like ERP. You have the e-facility like ERP. So maintenance management system, you can track and maintain and manage your assets, and multi-site, multi-organization, multi-level asset, and generate and manage preventive and breakdown maintenance, work orders, vendor contractor and service line agreements. So we should see that there are no gaps in SLAs between various agencies, or there are no overlaps. So that is the, we have to make the contracts such that they're all continuously contiguous and they're connected. And extensive inventory stores module to manage spare parts, user-friendly performance dashboards, KPIs, and 250 plus pre-configured reports will be there in this. Help desk, knowledge base, and record and manage calls received via online, phone, email, and BMS, and assign, distribute, and monitor problems. So these are all the facilities that are visitor management system. This is very important. I don't know how many of you have this experience. Whenever you go to any MNCs, your biggest pain is starting from security. You know, you spend a lot of time entering the data. I have seen best of the visitor management systems, like you just show your visiting card, it will recognize you if you have already visited, then it will not ask you your Aadhaar card and all that thing. Of course, but known visitors and new visitors, just you give your mobile number, it will take your data and it will allow you. So that's kind of thing, and it will print your visitors pass. So this is a visitor management system which we should implement in any of these large facilities. But the future is not going to be large facilities. It is going to be fragmented facilities. So you have to integrate these fragmented facilities for the same client. And facility booking system like conference rooms, car parking and billing, and car park reservation, web-enabled facility reservations. And time and attendance system, that is a payroll. For payroll, you have to integrate the employees' time punching actually. Space management system, and allocate space, department, project-wise occupancy analysis, chargebacks, because there will be internal business units, small business units, you know, so SBUs. So for each SBU, you should have the management of usage of space, and give reports monthly, how many times they have used conference or visitors, how many visitors they have and all. Building management system integration, of course, this is part of our project management, but the usage of building management system, generating the reports on various electricity bills or air conditioning, energy bills and all that. Automated meter reading and tenant billing. And so connected real estate will have, Cisco has got a huge integration system, integrating building management system with the tenants actually. So tenant billing system, automatic metering via BMS. And now even with the smart grids, we are talking about prepaid cards of maintenance for the multi-dwelling units, residential, huge communities actually. So there you will have a prepaid card, which you insert in the electricity meter only, you'll get water, you can, otherwise everything is connected to this prepaid. So there is no issue of maintenance collection and all. We have, Indians are great actually. We have, I stay in a colony where I'm talking about 20 years back, people used to collect 10 rupees per month for general maintenance of the colony. One person was arguing for 1 hour to pay that 10 rupees because there is a water stagnation when there was a rain. And he said he will not pay that 10 rupees after 1 hour argument. So this is the kind of mentality we have to deal with. And so automation is the only way. Prepaid is the only way. And you know, the telephone bills earlier, they used to disconnect the phones and people used to argue. Now you have the prepaid. So no arguments. Either you pay and use or don't use. That's it. So same way, maintenance also, we have to develop this system. Water metering also you can do with Wi-Fi enabled meters. So this will all help in, so if you are in facility management, you can find these difficulties, give the feedback to your planning and implement this in the design basis so that operation maintenance will be easy. Travel request management system, mail room service manager, and energy dashboards. This is very important. Energy consumption for various applications like water supply or air conditioning or lighting, common area lighting, all this. And e-facility on mobile, connected to mobile. Also, this is one software I'm just showing, and create your own EPI, KPIs and key performance indicators and reports and dashboards, drill down provision to view detailed reports and pivot grids for more detailed analysis, link custom reports. So this is the workflow engine. I'm just showing an example. I'm not recommending any software as such, but this is to understand how much depth and vastness this facility management has. And many of us don't know. I didn't know this word until 15 years back, facility management. And this is a huge scope for engineers. So that's why I'm trying to spread this message so that all of us can plan and create career for a lot of engineers who will be able to do more meaningful service and more professional service. Auto reminders on pending approvals and customized email messages. We see, I don't know how many of you have seen, nowadays every society has got a WhatsApp group and portal for that society. All the facilities connected with it are provided there. So if any user has issues, they can report in that. And also like that, there are many software now which we can use for maintenance. And if we, as service providers, if we develop this, we can do much better actually. I have seen this professionals working and they can, and in fact, our executive director was having experience of managing all facilities in Asia Pacific of a company, like Japan, Korea, sitting from India. So that is the huge scope actually. We can also target to do that kind of service, and so we should plan to get into this. So we have the monitoring performance, retrofit planning with the holistic view, decommission in any environmentally conscious and cost-effective manner. Efficient design build prevents unexpected operational problems. So air conditioning, maintenance system. So you have to have the periodic maintenance of the whether it is cassette units or outdoor units or ducts, benefit from maintenance and operation. Minimize the system downtime and reduce the equipment repairs, lower energy costs, and extend the life of your equipment. And so this is the overall save energy and water cost, compliance with government policies, enhance building permission, performance, and attain sustainability goals, improved occupant comfort, and retain asset value. All these are the benefits of this facility management SLAs. And SOPs actually. Maintenance strategy, you should have the develop appropriate strategy for the HVAC systems, maintain these filters, maintain the HVAC system with material scope, annual maintenance contracts, and will timely notify of the work. So this is the scope of work: refrigerant gas, lubricating oil for compressor systems, and packing, bearings, couplings, gaskets, flanges, all this. So HVAC itself is a huge maintenance subject actually. Maintenance of all filters, strainers, diffusers. And so monthly maintenance, you have the yearly maintenance. And so there is, I'm not going into the details, I'm just showing the extent of scope and vastness of this subject actually. Steps to maintain and implementation. Actually, we have the experts in air conditioning, electrical, all this, but as an overall facility manager, you should have the basic knowledge of all these aspects and what are all the maintenance contracts that we have to sign and what are the maintenance, periodic maintenance that we have to do. So develop policies and obtain corporate support, develop strategies and allocate resources, prepare documentation, management, monitoring system, training actually. So if you see the accounts, air conditioning accounts for maximum in the energy consumption. We all know that lighting and office, and then office means computers and all, and others like water filters and all that, and then air conditioning is 45%. Out of this, chiller plant will go for 40%. Yeah, you can. IFMEI is the organization through which you can get certified courses actually. International Facility Management Association. And chillers and pumps, towers and other. And here you have the chiller plant, boilers and air side. Air handling unit will consume 30% actually. Or you have the FCUs, fan coil units. So preventive maintenance checklist for air conditioning. You have the fire, next is the fire protection. Because fire is a safety thing, you have the safety drills as per the statutory requirement. Everybody should be aware of the fire exits, and you should also test periodically the fire alarm, fire detection and sprinklers also. So this is the safety requirement, and even the earthquake safety, we should conduct drills at least once in a year, and fire safety, we should do once in 3 months kind of stuff. So we should have the fire protection system maintenance first, and then we have the NFPA standards and also our National Building Code standards. NFPA, you can see here the sprinkler being tested, whether it is working with the fire alarm or not automatically. And you have these extinguishers. You have to check the extinguishers whether they have the enough gas, and also the as per expiry date. And AMC scope all extinguishers we should check. And then hydrant system, fire hydrant system, we should check the pumps and all that. And fire safety checklist is here. And you have this, next is the sewage treatment plant. So sewage treatment plant, we have to have the periodic maintenance for the, because you have the pumps and you have the overall tanks to be maintained. And the 6 to 12 months interval is the checking for filters in this sewage treatment plant. Inspection and maintenance criteria for sewage treatment plant. And this is all the documentation only for facility management actually. Operation and maintenance, sewage pump and house STPs. And you have the annual maintenance contract for sewage treatment plant. And so scope of operations conducting the daily, carrying out the daily cleaning of grid channels and removal of screenings and disposal of floating matters and all that. So you should have the repairs and maintenance of STP premises, desilting, replacing damaged pipe, replacing, because STP is highly corrosive environment. You need to have a very meticulous maintenance of this, replacing damaged lighting conductors and replacing ladders, because ladders are inserted into this highly corrosive thing, acidic environment. Pumping machinery and treatment plant equipment, and building and civil structure maintenance also. Waterproof leaking roofs of the building, and the preventive and routine maintenance shall include repairs. So building also requires, as I said, for example, seismic qualification of the buildings you should do once in 5 years, and routine pre-monsoon always terraces and downtake pipes you have to declog and check these things, and water tanks have to be cleaned at least once in a month, 2 months kind of thing. So these are all civil and structural aspects. And water tests, we have to do the performance of sewage treatment. And next is the BMS, building management system. So you should have the periodic checks on the BMS, mainly air handling or air conditioning, and then lighting and billing of this common area lighting, and also multi-tenant billing actually. And it also covers the surveillance, CCTV surveillance, access control and all that through this BMS. So BMS benefits are very much there for the facility management actually. You should insist on BMS when you have multi-tenant, then only you can manage very effectively. So lighting, air conditioning, fire, motion detectors and CCTV, security and access control, and ICT, information communication technology, elevators, escalators, industrial process equipments, whatever we are using. So this is the building management system. So inappropriate specification or incorrect installation, all this inappropriate functioning of the building management system. And so we have with the building management system more reliability of the functions and efficiency, savings and comfort for the users and performance of the building. So these are the advantages of BMS, and give better control of the systems and conditions, data gathering. And so if you have the data, you can manage more efficiently as far as energy is concerned. So building maintenance checklist, finally, every season, we have to have the checklist for starting from plumbing, interiors, electrical and appliances, and organizational, technical and physical security management system. So you have the physical environment security, personal security, compliance of access controls and asset classification and control, and system development and maintenance, communications and operation management, and business continuity management. So these are all the very important from security to all the operations. So physical security, we have the security management system, information security, this is very important, data security, firewalls and all, and security assessment, mitigation responses, and finally security risk assessment checklist. So this is the checklist for security management. And then you have the maintenance access control systems, and identify the stakeholders, select the right type of card, and then get IT involved and look at the wiring infrastructure. Sorry, somebody has kept the AC here. 27. So staff also must regularly inspect the equipment that runs. So maintenance access control systems, and this is the access control systems and checklist for access control. So CCTV maintenance, facility management, you have the CCTV surveillance, and you have to verify data, whether you are getting adequate storage or not. And cameras for zoom cameras, you should check, and wiring and cables and control equipment. So annual maintenance contract for CCTV surveillance, and you have the checklist for CCTV surveillance also. Next is the fire drill. So fire drill for the employees safety, you must conduct as the facility management professional. So these are the fire escape routes. So everybody should be knowing. In fact, when we travel by flight, you are every time you are told, you follow the direction of the guideline, because safety is very important every hour in the flight. So that's why they have to announce. And in buildings also, we need that safety fire escape. In fact, we had a big problem in one of the projects where employees didn't get the fire alarm. Fire alarm and public address system didn't work in the time of this one. So it's very difficult. We have to manage very meticulously, periodically, systematically. So that's why this facility management is very important. So evacuation drills you should conduct for all the employees, particularly when your employees exceed 50 number. And vehicle parking management system. So this is also very important in multi-tenant, and so you have different types of parking systems, and you should know what are all the types of parking management systems available. And there are professional companies which will manage this parking, and you have to manage them actually as a professional. And the gas bank, next is the gas in case of residential multi-dwelling units, you should have these gas banks and management of the gas bank, billing and all. So regular maintenance, because it's a security issue, safety issue, you have to have the regular maintenance of the gas banks. auto shut of the operations, gas bank maintenance system. You have the unauthorized, it is a very secure place you have to maintain, and annual maintenance contract for the gas banks normally. So these are the annual maintenance contracts. And waste disposal maintenance next. The solid waste segregation and the landfills, incineration in case of hospitals, composting in case of residential, more composting, recycling in case of commercial or office spaces. Waste disposal, we all are aware of this, incineration, and this is the composting. You get the vermiculite clay, which can be used as the fertilizer for rooftop gardening and all that. So recycling concerns, HDPE and plastics and LDPE sheets, and demand for products. So you must have the idea of segregation of this dry waste and then disposal. So elevator escalator maintenance, also the periodic maintenance and the contracts and what are all the checklists. You have to have machine room, top of the car maintenance, and pit machine room pit, elevator pits, and then scope of the work and annual maintenance contract. We have to work on this elevators also. So these are all these come under, and this is the checklist finally, maintenance checklist for hoisting cables, because safety, a lot of people die because of malfunction of these elevators actually. So these are all facilitate movement of people, but also they can kill the people because of their movement. So you have the safety audit. In fact, you have an inspectorate through which you have to get it checked and certified. And for every lift performance, there is a certification. Like fire, lift, everything, you should have the periodic checklist and keep the record of this checklist. So this is the next important thing, annual maintenance contract cost comparison. Each of the things, 1 minute, I'll just, because it's an important thing. So if you see the non-high-rise buildings, firefighting is 30,000 AMC, and residential buildings, high-rise is 3,60,000. Office will be 4,50,000. Hospital, same area if you take. And multiplex hotel also will be 5,40,000, and industrial will be 5,40,000. Air conditioning, in the case of hotel and all, it will be very high maintenance. Actually, it is all related to capital cost. Almost you should provision budget of 10% of the capital cost for annual maintenance actually, not the depreciated value. So if you look at residential buildings, non-high-rise, it will come to 2,46,000, and high-rise it will come to 21 lakhs, and office is 24 lakhs, and hospital 31 lakhs, and multiplex hotel will come to 54 lakhs, and the industry will come to 22 lakhs, 2.2 million. So this is the annual maintenance contract alone, not the cleaning and housekeeping stuff. So this is a very high budget you have to plan for complete management. Next is the electrical. Yeah, landscape also is part of the facility management, sprinkler and all. Good point, Raghavendra. So electrical, you have the two parts of electrical management. You have the project side and you have the lighting side. What is that? Project side and maintenance side. So in the project side, you have the equipments like light fittings and Bureau of Energy Efficiency norms we have to follow, and corrosion-free, long-lasting material selection for these fittings and long life. So these are all the project side things. Reduction in cost by considering outdoor substation instead of compact substation, and no space constraints, separate entry for electricity board officials. This is a statutory norm, and all materials are environment friendly. So this is the facility management, electrical project side, light fittings and daylight. You should reduce the light fittings by using more of daylight in the planning. Yeah, Gautam, definitely I'll inform in the PPEG group, okay? And so light fittings and so selection of materials for residential, corporate offices, different materials based on budget, based on time frame, based on designs, and based on planning. So we have these surface conduits and we have the conduits below the false ceiling. You can see here fire and air conditioning, every conduits will be there together. So this is the most complex surface conduiting and concealed conduiting. You should have the provisions for maintenance. In fact, in any of the planning in electrical, and you have these raceways which have to be planned with the different materials. That raceways will facilitate maintenance of the communication cabling, network cabling, and then electrical cabling. So this is the different comparison value engineering of various materials, which will be feedback to the design planners actually. Fire retardant wires, cables, you have the, and then we have this FRLS, which has to be used, and then now the latest is ZHFFR. These are all the safety issues which you have to specify in the design itself. Fittings, lamps and type of fittings, and common areas, general light quality, ambient lighting, task lighting, day lighting, fixture efficiency, fixture style, and all we have to consider. And in lighting, you have LEDs, incandescent, which is almost dumb, and compact fluorescent, CFL. So we should only talk about LED and the CFLS now for the lighting. And the lux levels, industrial lighting, and office lighting, and road lighting, or street lights. It is called commercial lighting, clean room lighting, industrial lighting, daylight, and then you have the shed lighting, landscape lighting. So these are all the electrical connected operations. Distribution boards, you have various distribution boards. You should have the complete idea of this electrical in the maintenance and the facility management. Major thing is the power outages actually. You should know where is the power outage, and then you should know how to transfer, change over the incoming lines or maintenance of this electrical. Basic knowledge is required even for civil engineers, because it is our responsibility to reduce the downtime actually. So electrical panels, indoor type and outdoor type electrical panels, and distribution board switch gears. These are all the switch gears which we use, and electrical panels. Outdoor electrical panels, indoor type transformers, outdoor type, oil filled, dry type. It's just we should have the idea of this. I'm not saying you should know about in detail, but at least you should know what are all the types of equipment that we have to deal with in the facility management. So electrical preventive maintenance, for every equipment, you should have the preventive maintenance definitely, and the annual maintenance. So ultrasound leak detection and polarization index. So this is the given by my electrical head. Actually, preventive maintenance, cost of ignoring maintenance. You know, if the electricity, there are issues and voltage fluctuations, you lose the appliances, actually very costly appliances. Your computers will be burned, and your fans will be burned, lights will be burned if there is no proper maintenance of the voltage. So this is assess the current state of electrical system and recommend steps, maintenance and testing protocol. And ultimately the energy costs are very high in maintenance. There are facilities where energy costs go beyond 10 million or 20 million also per month. So we should have very efficient management of the electrical appliances. Recommended steps, testing protocols, and so this is the document you must have for facility management, and considerations for outsourcing, and regularly scheduled electrical preventive maintenance, and code and regulatory compliance requirements for the electrical inspectorate is there for every equipment, because it is also involved with the safety, and code and regulatory compliance requirements, fixed cost service plans, and predictive maintenance, and infrared viewing windows, and temperature monitoring, sensor driven temperature monitoring, and partial discharge monitoring. So these are all the references used for this electrical. You have the IEEE, Electrical Manufacturers Association and all. So this is the daily facility executive round checklist actually. So you have to have security checks reception desk, passages of floors, and interview rooms, video conferencing rooms. Now it will gain more importance. HR workstations, corporate area, admin department, FM store, facility management store, and AHU rooms, fifth floor workstation. Now we are planning on project where we are discussing about what is the provisions required for this facility management actually. How many people will be there in the facility management, and what are the store room requirements, and what are the spares requirements, because you cannot start procuring spares when there is a shutdown or downtime for any of these facilities actually. So this is the checklist for toilets, and checklist for vending machines, coffee vending or water dispensers and all that. And then you have the cafeteria, chairs, cleaning and wash up areas, counters, dustbins, server rooms, training rooms and meeting rooms, and then all floor glasses, corners. Yeah, that has to be provisioned in the annual maintenance actually. Normally in annual maintenance, our insurance should cover this kind of downtimes actually. You have the maintenance insurance also, facility insurance. And server room vacuuming, floor mopping, cobwebs, taking, floor scrubbing, tiles bottom cleaning, and racks dusting. So this is all part of the weekly server room checklist. And daily cafeteria checklist, mopping, disinfecting, alignments, furniture cleaning, food counter. This is the scope that we have to draft and see that every time, morning 7 to afternoon, evening, night 2 o'clock. This is the checklist, periodic inspections actually. Entrance and other doors, liquid hand soaps, hand towels, and all the consumables. So this is about my topic on facility management, and this being the last, I thought I'll give more time for questions. So 10 minutes we have for question and answers or valedictory of this stage 2 session. So thank you all for being with me for all these 25 days. And we made this tough times more meaningful, at least for me, because I update my knowledge every time I give this. Oh, Sivaraman, that's great actually. I really thank you for sparing your such a wonderful time in the morning. And I'm sorry I'm troubling you with this, such an early time. And yesterday you sent me message, you attended 2 lectures on the same day of mine. Thank you very much. Hemant Reddy Garu, thank you. Many students and freshers, to many of them I inform not showed interest. Hats off to you for your passion. Yeah, that's thank you, Hemant Reddy Garu. Really, it's great. Fellow civil engineers, as we did last time, we will prepare and submit you 100. Yeah, that's right, Kurup Swami. I request whoever needs certificate to submit the report on what they understood, because this will help many people who would not have attended my presentations. So once I get these reports, I'll share it in the public domain, your reports, how important each of the topic is and why 57 topics are required for civil engineers. This is very important. Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Kurupaswamy. Maintenance of centralized AC system. Yeah, that's really correct. In fact, air handling units will cause more problems actually. Yeah, Ashfaq Khan, thank you. Veer Raghavan, Anandave. Thank you, Anandave. Rudra Swami, Mustafa Ali, Sadanandan, Sivaraman. Yeah, thank you. Sivaraman is from Riyadh. He is saying he attended all my 25 lectures, and for him, the time is 5 o'clock in the morning. when I start my lecture. So he gets up earlier than 5 and attends my lecture. And he's already having experience of 27 years, Sivaraman. You said 27 years. Yeah, he has 27 years experience and still has the urge to learn. So I really appreciate Sivaraman for your urge for knowledge, actually. And the knowledge is endless, actually. We have to, even every time I give lecture, I feel I'm learning more, actually. So we have to update our knowledge and then share it with others. When you share only, you will learn more. Yeah, thank you, Bharat Somya. Prashant, that's good. Thank you, Jitendra Patel. Yeah, 27 years. I remember correct, Sivaraman. Yeah, for young engineers and yeah, Nitin Rao. Thanks a lot, Venki. Yeah, I'm trying to learn 360-degree knowledge, and you are a complete professional only when engineer is not taken as just I'm a building engineer, I'm a residential engineer, like that. Engineer is a much broader term. We are expected to solve any problem. So we have to have minimum knowledge of everything that we study in our college. Thank you, Prakash Bure. Oh, Zahir Hussain has 31 years, including 10 years in teaching. Oh, that's really great, Zahir Hussain. And you are also almost I see in every lecture of mine. It's really good. I appreciate Zahir. So let us spread this to the younger generation. In fact, my idea of documenting, I am documenting my experience and knowledge so that future generation, anybody wants to know about any of these topics, I have now kept it in YouTube. So, and once somebody can document it, I will also share that in all the circles so that they know what is the extent of information that is possible and what is the extent of information one engineer should possess. Yeah, that's right. We engineers have to concentrate, work hard for benefiting our society, actually. Yeah, that's Sanjay. You can message me separately. I'll try to share you the tendering references for maintenance. Yeah, thank you, Raghavendra. Yeah, Nagsai, I know that you are following. I also see you regularly. You are also faculty. And I feel we need more good teachers, faculty, researchers in civil engineering. Yeah, Nelkant Thakur. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Tamil Selvan. Nice to see you almost every day. Tamil Selvan is working for Tamil Nadu Electricity Board as executive engineer. And he is my colleague in my first job, actually, as a design engineer. We work together as design engineers. And Tamil Selvan is vice president of Association of Consulting Civil Engineers now. Oh, thank you, Arkam. I saw you in other lecture also. Yeah, you are following me. Very good. Thank you. Julfikar Ali, thank you. Thank you very much. Ranga Satam sir, thank you. Yeah, Leap 2 series. Request you. Yeah, PDF I'll try to share actually. I had to edit some content in this before I post in public domain actually. We had a caution from our clients not to share in public domain certain information. Yeah, thank you, Chittibabu. You are all there, almost all 25 lectures. Chittibabu is having 30 years experience, Chittibabu? Sabuskaria, yeah, you're also there. Thank you. Maintain connect with engineers so that anybody can be in touch with you in case of any doubts. Yeah, thank you. Yes, Sabuskaria is having 31 years experience. So great, really. And every lecture is a drop in the ocean. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh, this is Prashant. Leap 3. Haman, I exhausted all my topics here. You give me topics, I'll I have to prepare. Fortunately, all these 57, I had the basic lecture. So I've only updated and shared. Dairy sector, lecture on dairy sector. Yeah, I'm unfortunately, I did one project planning, but it didn't get executed. Dairy planning. But yeah, it's a very good topic actually. Yeah, leap 3. Maybe I have to share project-wise experience. That is also important. Actually, I did some good projects, delivery, and what all I have passed through. I want to document that. The major projects costing above 500 crores. So yeah, it's a eye opener for all the professionals actually. So many people who are having 30 years experience. Yeah, thank you, Subramaniam. Subramaniam also is my colleague, like my brother. For last 26 years, we are working together. Subramaniam is our design head, director designs in our company. I thank all my colleagues, actually. I should thank Harish, I should thank Purna, Alla Prasad, Chitti Babu, all contributors, and Subramaniam and his team, like Senthil, Iyengar. All my colleagues have helped me preparing these presentations actually 4 years back, since 4 years back. And one colleague I lost, GVS Prasad Rao, who also contributed a lot to these presentations. Anand Dave, sir, 43 years experience. Really great, sir. Yeah, learning is a continuous process. Yeah, that's a great, sir. I salute to your thing. I never knew. Sorry, I always call you like a young man, Anand Dave. So, 43 years experience. Really great, sir. Earthquake retrofitting. Yeah, that's a good point. We'll note down and we'll have a session. Yeah, Sanjay Nasa. Yeah, yeah. You can get the certificate, but try to make a report so that it will be for our record. Failure experience. Yeah, in fact, I gave 2 lectures recently to construction philosophy. I have the presentation on failures. I have noted 41 different types of failures, and probably I can share it in this also, or I can request construction philosophy to share the recording. Yeah, that's a good suggestion, Sivaraman. In fact, I have at least 10 projects where I have contributed in delivery of the projects. And when I involve like 360 degrees in the project. Right now, I'm doing another new project in the formulation stage. Like that, I have done many projects. Anytime I'll be doing one project with complete involvement, which I can share as a experience actually, with all my team support actually. Take session on structural design and software. I'm not able to give working training now. I can only give the conceptual training. Guru Swami Subramanian. So it has been my pleasure talking to you in the morning every day, this 25 days, and prior to this 32 lectures. Please, I request you all to listen to my lecture on ethics, professional ethics in civil engineering. That was my 30-second lecture. It is there in the YouTube or it is in the Facebook. Please listen to that and share it to as many people as possible. Yeah, actually, I need help of some people to transcript these lectures, actually. In fact, I asked my colleague Kashyap, young man in our team now. In fact, I asked him to write transcript all my lectures. I hope Kashyap will be doing. What, Kashyap?
Yes, sir.
Somebody is asking to publish all these topics as books. And I request all our team to help in this, actually, to document all my lectures as books, actually. E-books only. We don't print it, but e-books if somebody wants to read. 1.5 hours is really tough time, Nagsai. 1 hour is, according to me, the attention time is maximum 1 hour. If some people join in between and leave in between, it's okay. But for giving lecture also, sometimes I exceed overshoot. But yeah, checklist format for various work from ATT to finishing till position. Chittibabu, Kiran Belavi is requesting if we can share this checklist, method statements and stage passing checklists. Chittibabu.
Okay, sir.
So we should share it. Kiran definitely will try to share it and post it in.
Sir, can he send his contact details?
Pardon?
Contact communication fee, mail ID can send him.
No, not mail ID. We'll post it in the box drive.
Okay.
In Facebook, and they will download it. So I introduced my team. Now everybody can see Purna Chandra. You are seen in the Facebook now. You can just say hi to all who
Good morning,
have
sir.
helped me.
Good morning to all, sir.
Is our electrical head, and Bhujangravar is our head of contracts. Say hello, sir, so that you will be.
Hi, everybody.
Bhujangravar has a rich experience of 34 years, sir.
Yes, sir, 35.
35 years of experience. And Karunakar, our director contracts.
Hi, everybody.
Director project. He is also having 30 years experience, Karunakar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and Subramaniam, he's our director designs, heading our designs. He's with our company for last 26 years. Say hello, Subramaniam. And
good morning to all.
Yeah,
Hi.
we have Alla Prasad, who heads our firefighting and air conditioning.
Good morning to all.
Yeah, and also building automation. And Chitti Babu, who is our general manager projects with 30 years of experience. Say hello, Chitti Babu.
Good morning, all.
Yeah, so my team is with me now because next to this lecture, I have my review meeting with my team. Fortunately, all are with me. Usharani is there?
No.
Jagdish, yeah, Jagdish.
No.
Jagdish Kumar is our now, actually I call him my blast pen. He faces all my clients, he convinces them, he absorbs all the energy of my clients, then I will appear to the client. And Jagdish did a lot of important projects, contracts, and schedule of quantities, and now he's heading our plumbing and sanitary team. Say hi, Jagdish. Jagdish.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, say hello to all. There are people here looking at our team. And Bhaskar, more important, Bhaskar, you should come on video. He is the man behind all this IT support for me. He is with us for 20 years, Bhaskar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all 20 years he's supporting me in IT, actually. Yeah, so the people are saying hats off to our team, actually. And Krishna, he's our project manager for many projects, actually. Arun, come online. Video. Arun Kumar Chavan is our project head for, he implemented IT projects. So he has very good experience in this project management actually. So quality control and checklists and all that. And who else is there? The DRK, come on, audio, video. So DRK is our CAD head. In fact, he has been with us for 20 years, DRK. He heads
20 years.
RCC detailing team. So he has overall 25 years experience, DRK.
Sir.
Yeah, so DRK is our CAD head. And who else is there? Arun, Bhaskar, Lakshmi Narayana. Murthy, where is Murthy here? Satyapal. Murthy, they head our towers division actually. VLN Murthy. So this is my team behind. If I am able to talk so freely without work pressure, means they are all working behind me and they are supporting on inputs also. So thank you very much, all of you, for being with me this 25 days of troubled times. And I boost my confidence and morale by doing this knowledge sharing. So thank you. Bye.